Gathering can be very frustrating, but also incredibly rewarding. If you find out where to go and you know what you're doing, you can make some serious silver in this game. So stick around as I take you through the red zone, mostly the black zone, and I show you how to do the more dangerous kinds of gathering because, of course, in Albion Online, content is king, and more danger equals more rewards. So stick around and I'll give you some tips, and also towards the end of the video, I'll have some suggestive builds that you might be able to try to increase your gathering game. Hey, how you doing? The name's Cat Dad Things, and thanks for sticking around for the second part. Now, like I mentioned before, we are venturing into the black zone, the red zone, the lethal areas, and how to become better gatherers and to make all that big, juicy silver that we all want so bad. The first thing I'm going to talk about is trust no one. I don't care. There is an overarching rule in this game: red is dead. Trust no one. If they're not in your party, not even then, if there's some random that asks you to be in their party or in their party, they can drop it and kill you like a hot potato. Don't trust anyone. If they're guilty, yeah, sure. Alliance, maybe. I don't know. Work out your politics on your own dime. But trust no one. You see someone out there, they're near you, in any corner of your screen, mount up immediately. And wait. You don't know how big their party is. You don't know if they're covering all the exits. You have no idea what's going on the outside. Same thing with other gatherers. I know the tendency might be to be all like, oh, we're buddies, right? You and me, we gather together. Wrong. A lot of times what parties and groups will do, it's called gather ganking. So basically they'll have a few members in their party who are all decked out in gathering gear or have just a couple basic tools on them. And they go around gathering a zone while the rest of the party ganks the zone thoroughly. So the gatherers almost act as like a bait and a scout at the same time, because if you see another fellow gatherer, oh, he's not going to hurt me, right? Not necessarily true, because what the other gatherer can do, at the very least, they may not be able to kill you, but they can dismount you. They can hit you, and if you get into combat while you're dismounted, your mount disappears, and then you're just boned at that point, because the whole entire ganking group, they know where you are, they're on mounts. It's going to be pretty hard for you to get away. The next tip you want to keep in mind is to make sure that you're prepared enough. When you're stepping into the black zone especially, you're playing with the big boys now. That doesn't mean you have to drop like 10 million silver sets, of course, but you want to make sure you're prepared. You have a good solid mount, you have enough pork pies, to make sure you can increase your gathering capacity. You don't want to be stuck out there and running out of pies, then you're overweight, it gets ugly. You have the right gear, you want to make sure you do that. Invest in it. Invest, because if you keep yourself alive, the gear can pay for itself, and you've made profit now. So even if you die, you still had a profit at the very least. Speaking of profit, if you like the videos and you like the content that I make, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe also, because it will help me out greatly. We're almost to 1,000 subscribers, so that would be awesome if you helped out. Let's get back to the video. Alright, you crazy lads, so we're here on my personal island just to show 3 different ways you can go about equipping yourself and being prepared for this. This is just one of my favorite ways, followed by 2 random ones. These aren't the only ones, these aren't the best ones I'm saying. These are the ones I like, these are the ones I do, and that's it. So if you have a better one, great for you, that's awesome, I'm happy for you. Anyway, so we're just kind of using the Skinner as a template. Of course, this applies to all the gathering gear. So start with the headpiece. I like to go with block usually because you can stop a lot of the bursts that gankers do. Gankers aren't always the best at the game, they're just a lot of them. So if you can block a lot of their burst, you should be kind of okay. For the chest piece, I like to go for the ambush because it's an invis, and invisibleness is great because they can't see you. If you do have a dot on you gotta be careful because you'll be revealed, but it is what it is. So for the boots, I do like to go for the Wanderlust because you get a lot of movement speed from it. Only problem is it takes forever to charge up. I mean, look at this. Look at that charge up time. By then you'll be purged. That's why I take carving, because if you use Iron Will in your W, it makes you nice and blue, but while you're nice and blue, you can't be purged by anything. So you couple that with a little dash, you might just get enough distance away to where if they hit you with that purge, you block it, or they don't even have enough time to get you with the purge. It just depends on the ganker, of course. Carving Sword has been a popular pick lately because of A, the dash, and then B, you get the Iron Will, which stops you from being purged, which almost all ganking groups have, so it's a very good thing to use. Again, invisibility pot, it's almost a must because being invisible, you can really juke people with this. It's very nice. Pork pie, that's a given. We know what it's about. It gives you a buff on your gathering. For the cape, I do like to go for the Fort Sterling because you can basically be immune to a CC just once for the cooldown of the cape, which actually comes in clutch a lot. Even when you're mounted, it can be procced, so it can save you from even being dismounted in the first place. Let's take a look at our mount now. I like to go for the Frost Ram most of the time. Mostly because it has great movement speed. Yeah, it's got a gallop, but hey, if you gotta get good, don't get hit by gankers and you'll be fine. Got somewhat of a courier max load thing to it. Best part is the leap. So if you're actually pretty confident in your abilities and someone's throwing a shadow dagger this way, or they're coming at you this way with an E from a double blade staff, you do give them one of these and you dodge it. You miss them completely. You don't get hit by the CC, and it's great because you can carry on your merry way. And it's awesome too because it's on a 15-second cooldown. So if you need it a couple times, you can probably get it off. So a couple of the other popular choices that people do, you can do Bloodletter. Bloodletter is great because all 3 paths that you take give you dashes. Q2, baby dash. W2, medium dash, a little bit older dash. And then the E is a big daddy dash, and you just kind of get out of there. You have to be careful with the Q2 and the E though, because if you hit someone, you are in combat, and you want to avoid being in combat at all costs. That is a must. So lots of dashes with this. Generally, people take the Mistcaller because you get cooldown. That's it. You get cooldown reduction, and that's quite nice. Double-bladed staff, similar to the Bloodletter. You get a lot of dash, movement speed, things like that. Cartwheel gives you do a cartwheel. It is what it is. And if someone tries to hit you while you're doing that, you get a little movement speed, but you don't want to be hit. The W, stun, run, people like to take because you get movement speed for 4 seconds. And of course, the soaring swipe, the E, 6 meters away, you jump, you dash, you leap, whatever it is. People like it because it gives you distance. So for the 2 other mounts that I have here, I have the Pest Lizard. Pest Lizard has a pretty decent pool of health. It's fast. There is no gallop difference. So meaning if you get tagged by hit by a mob by another player, you are running at 103 movement speed, period. That is your speed. That is what you'll stay. You get a little bit of armor, a little bit of MR from it. Great. We love that. You get some weight bonus as well. That's awesome. The passive on it is pretty nice though. Toxic Reaction. It can be triggered by mobs, but if you get hit by anything, you shoot this cloud out from you, people flee. You can also use an ability, but that's got a charge time. So you're probably going to want to be, running away. The next part is the Spectral Boar. This is one I like to use sometimes. The health kind of isn't that great on it, which I'm kind of disappointed in, but you do get more MR, more armor. You get some CC resistance too, which isn't that bad. The weight capacity on it's better than the other 2. But here a lot of gatherers like it because you can actually make yourself go invisible while on the mount, which can save you before you ever get dismounted. So it's kind of like, take your pick. These are some of the common ones I use. If you want to use them, great. Again, I don't know if they're the best. I don't think they're the best, but they're what I like to use. They work for me. So I want to thank you for watching this far. Thanks again for sticking around and seeing this video. I hope some of these builds and ideas and tips and tricks helped with your gathering adventure. If you like what you saw, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment for the video. Tell me what you thought. If you want to see a part 3, if you want to see other kinds of videos, let me know and I'll get around to it. So thanks again for sticking around, and I'll see you next time.